D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So, with the season finale of Titan Season 2, I thought I would come and talk about the whole season as a whole and everything. I did do a review of Episode 1, and you can check that out here, which I'm not going to talk about in this review just because I already talked about it then, and I feel like this is, like I said there, it's just a it's just a finale to Season 1, and I really did feel like it doesn't really connect to this season as opposed to it does to last season. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's just talk about this season, Season 2 of Titans. Now I have to say, first things first, there are too many characters in this show. There's so many. So it's hard to give each one a standout thing. And I'm going to go through each character by character, not in any specific order. But I'm just going to go through them and just talk about them like very shortly and just how I feel about each one. So I want to start off with Starfire. Now, I really like this character. I love Anna Diop as Starfire. She does such a great job, but I feel like they didn't give her enough time on this show. Like, I felt like they really should have given more. They should really focus on the main four that they did with last season. And with this one, I really wanted to, first off, I don't like that she lost her powers at the end. I'm going to talk about the finale, the last thing I was talking about. But I don't like that she lost her powers at the end. I think that's stupid. And I just really feel like the whole thing with her sister and going back to her planet thing was just so non-interesting to me. I was just like, come on, just move on, and everything. But things I did like, I loved it when she revived Superboy. And I kind of felt bad when she had to kill that guard after her sister took her over. So then, after that, moving on to Raven. Also, Raven really wasn't that interesting this season. It's all like, oh, I got my powers, and then they didn't even focus on too much of that. I felt like it was just really, like, they could have focused on her more, and they didn't. They didn't at all, and it was a super bummer. Also, so moving on to Beast Boy. Now, I do think they did a good job with Beast Boy for the most part. There were a couple things towards the end that I didn't like. I felt like they just kind of had to wrap it up real quick into that last episode, which we're going to talk about. But Beast Boy, you know what I really liked about Beast Boy? I liked that he really wanted to keep this group together. He really wanted the Titans to work, and they were all mad over that stupid secret about Jericho, which we'll talk about when we get to Nightwing and Jericho. But I love that he wanted to teach Superboy how to be a superhero, and he wanted to really get the team back together and up and going. But the rest of them were all like, you lied to me, big babies. So the next I want to talk about is Robin number 2. Jason Todd. I don't like this character. I like the actor that plays him. He does a really good job, but I don't like him. He's way too whiny in my opinion. Will we see Red Hood next season? I don't know. I hope not. I think it's too early for that because I don't think that this character is skills-wise ready for that. And I just don't feel that he's just so whiny about everything. And then when he fell off that roof, yeah, that's a big trauma, but at the same time, I was just like, I'm really kind of annoyed, and I hope that he doesn't, I don't know how I feel about him coming back in Season 3. I'm going to do a Season 3 video later. So moving on to Hawk and Dove. I do like the actors that Minka Kelly and Alan Richardson that plays them. They do such a good job with these characters, but I personally don't like them on the Titans team, these two, Hawk and Dove, the characters. I just feel like they take up so much time. I mean, we spent so much time with Hawk and Dove, and it was time that I felt was wasted on other characters when they should have and could have got a spotlight. I didn't like all the flashbacks. I mean, one episode to cover all the flashback of what happened in the past was enough, and they just kept focusing on that flashback too much. So then moving on to Superboy and Crypto. Oh my goodness. I loved this character. I thought they did such a good job with it. Episode 5 of this season where they introduced Superboy was the best episode of the season in my opinion. It was so good, a great introduction to Superboy, and the actor did a good job also. He wasn't as buff as the stand-in, the stunt double they had from season 1 at that season finale, but it was fine. He did a really good job. I love the naivete of Superboy, but also the crazy and everything. Then moving on to Jericho, this actor did such a good job. I love it. This is a trans actor. I didn't write their name down in my notes, but I like that they didn't focus on the transgender portion of him. This actor was playing a male character, and they just played it as a male character, and that's it. They didn't focus on the transgender thing because that's not a part of the character, and I love that. It gave this actor an opportunity to just play a part as themselves, as an actor does. They play a character, and their personal life isn't brought into it. And I just loved it. It was great. They did, and the actor did such a good job. I was very happy with it. Moving on to Nightwing / Dick Grayson. I love the Nightwing suit. I want to talk about him more in the finale. They focused a lot on Nightwing in this season, and they need to stop doing that. Again, they need to focus on the main four from the first season, and they need to give them more time to talk about their storylines. But I just really feel like we focused a lot on him and a little too much. And I just want to say, when he revealed that Jericho got killed and he lied about it and all that stuff, and they were all mad at him for it, was just BS. I mean, come on. It wasn't even that big of a lie. Instead of you found Jericho dead, he jumped in front of the sword to save you. It's so stupid, and they're all stupid for leaving. They're all whiny little b-holes, and they just need to stop being babies about it. Like, I'm so mad. Robin lied to me. And I was so stupid. So, Donna Troy. I really loved this character. I loved this character so much. And when they killed her off in that season finale, which I'm going to talk at the end again, I keep saying that, I'm going to. So stupid. I mean, she's so great. I loved her character. The actress is fantastic. I didn't see the need to kill her. And she was so good. She was so good. And I hope they bring her back for season 3. Then moving on to Aqualad, I loved him and Donna Troy's interactions in the one episode, the flashback episode. And I love Aquaman. He's my favorite character in the comic books in the DC universe. But I really liked Aqualad in this, and I really wish they hadn't killed him off. I was kind of hoping that they would do like a he's not really dead, wink, wink. And they would have brought him back later on, but they didn't, so I guess he's really dead, which is a bummer, but I did like him in that one episode. So then moving on to Ravager. She did a good job. I liked her character. I feel like they focused on her just enough, and I really hope to see her in the next season. I felt like her mask was a little too big for her head, so maybe if they could just make that a little more tighter and everything. But I did like that. I think it's kind of weird that Jericho is inside her now. I'm hoping, I've got an idea, I've got some stuff to talk about that in season, when I do my season 3 video, but I really feel like they did a good job with her, and I really liked it a lot. So then moving on to Bruce Wayne, this was a character that was kind of fun, but I didn't like this episode where he was a hallucination. And Dick kept seeing him. I mean, he did the bat dance thing. It was so stupid. I didn't like that at all. Plus, I was kind of bummed that he didn't put on the bat suit. And I really hope that in the future we get to see more alter egos from the Justice League. I really was hoping to see Diana, Wonder Woman, in that last episode when they sent off Donna Troy's body to Themyscira. But it didn't happen, and I was kind of bummed about that. So then moving on to the villains, and I want to talk about the minor villains first before we get into our big baddie. So why don't we go ahead and talk about Shimmer first, who was just in that tiny 5 minutes of the second episode, and she was all right. Maybe they'll bring her back, maybe not, who knows? But I really don't like this character as far as characters go, but it was fine that they brought her in, and I kind of liked her for that small little bit that they have. If they bring her back for another 5 minutes like that before, or just kind of make her a henchman of the big baddie for next season. Then I want to talk about Ms. Dr. Light. Dr. Light was all right. I think he was fine for what he was in. I like the actor that plays him. I kind of wish they hadn't killed him just because they could bring him back, but the fact that they killed him was fine. It didn't bother me a whole bunch. I did not like his outfit. I thought that chest plate thing was weird, but I did love how when he glowed, his tattoos, those were kind of very Tron-like tattoos. It was very cool, and I liked that a lot. And then Mercy Graves / Cadmus. This character seemed like it was the actress that played her did a good job. I really did like the character / actress, but it just seemed like a big waste because it was so shortened. It seemed like it was so rushed, her character and that whole situation, that I didn't like it, especially since they wrapped it all up in that last episode. And so then I want to talk about the big baddie, Deathstroke. This character, besides the last episode, was fantastic. I really liked him. I love the actor that played him. The suit was fantastic. I really hope he's not dead. And I don't think he's dead either because they just left his body there, or at least I think they did. And he's got the healing factor. I really hope that he's not dead. I really do, because I maybe not come back for next season, but maybe come back maybe for a season 4. You know, and I really liked it a lot. I can't say enough good things about Deathstroke as far as his character in this one, except for that last episode, which I'm going to talk about right now. So the season finale was a big bummer to me. What a stinker as far as episodes go. The fight with Deathstroke was way too fast and way too easy. He got beat by Nightwing and Ravager, and I mean, like, and he didn't, like, as far as skills go, he put up a better fight when he fought Nightwing and Starfire than he did with these two, and I just really feel like it was just a big waste of a villain, and they just wanted to do it so they could real quick kill him off, kind of like they did with Trigon. They just wanted to get rid of him so they could just do, you know, hurry up to next season, and I really feel they need to stop doing that. They need to just give the big baddie a good send-off. And then I also want to talk about Donna Troy's death, which I thought was stupid. It was so stupid. There's this big, huge fight, and then she gets bumped into this thing, which is going to fall on Dove, and then she stops it being electrocuted to death, which I thought was just so stupid. It was so stupid, and I did not like that at all. But I did like that Raven went back to Themyscira with the body to hopefully use her powers to bring her back to life, which hopefully next season she will come back and we'll get that black suit that she's famous for being, and I really hope we do get that black suit. And then last I want to talk about is Darkfire. Darkfire. I think that's her name. Starfire's sister. She is going to be the big baddie for Season 3, which I will talk about in my Season 3 video. But I really didn't like this character in the show. She did that thing where she hits the neck and then it crawls up into her ear. I don't know how all that works. How does she travel that way through space? I mean, Starfire had to travel on a spaceship, which I didn't like that either. Just do a portal. And then so did the other dude, the guard. But Darkfire can just move through a little blob. It's so weird. I don't understand that. And they didn't explain it. They need to explain that stuff better. But she's going to be the big baddie, and I will talk about that later. So all in all, this season was okay. Most of the episodes 2 through 5 were good. Episodes 6 through, 11 were moderately to pretty good. And then that last episode was a stinker. I mean, it was just a bad season finale. I really wish they would have taken the time to spend more time on it and really thought things through before they did it, because it wasn't that great. So, tell me, what did you guys think about this season? Who was your favorite character? Who was your least favorite character? How do you feel about those deaths? Is Deathstroke dead? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next review. Bye.